about who Wilder fights next. If he fights Dominic Brazil, if he fights, it doesn't matter, Hank Lundy, Butterbean, I don't want to hear shit because we know why he's not fighting a better fight like AJ. We know why he's not fighting a better fight like Tyson Fury, and he's the only one who stepped up to fight Luis Ortiz out of the big names. So, as far as I'm concerned, if Wilder fights Brazil, Dillian White, whoever, the janitor, Beetlejuice from Howard Stern, he can fight whoever he wants because we know why he would be fighting that person. You know, he don't want a tune-up. It's Team Fury that wanted a tune-up, and they want an exposure fight when they just fought in America in December. Unbelievable. Make sure you smash the like button as always.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I just heard the ass end of a video by one of the boxing channels, which is Boxing Ego, and he was just justifying the fact that Deontay Wilder should take easier opposition. And he was saying, you know, we know why the AJ fight's not happening. No, we fucking don't. We don't know why the AJ fight's not happening. You know, and everyone's butthurt about Tyson Fury signing a deal with ESPN. Shelly Finkle admitted himself that they weren't going to agree to the deal because Deontay Wilder would then be a fighter that fought on ESPN for several fights. Like I've been telling you guys, that was the deal. Shelly Finkle came clean with the deal. I mean, he didn't go into detail. He just said that they wanted Deontay Wilder to fight on ESPN Plus so they can, first of all, pretty much own him, or, he fights under that banner for a while and then build this fight where it needs to be, maybe in the fall or wherever. And of course, Shelly Finkle said, well, you're not going to take my fighter. And we won't agree to those terms. Okay. And I could understand that. Like, because if you had to fight a 5-fight deal on a network that you're not accustomed to making, probably more money, because it's not about the money, obviously, with Deontay, because he hasn't made any. Let's be real. He hasn't made any money. You know what I mean? But I think it deals with the fact that they're offering Deontay what the fuck they want to offer Deontay if Deontay wants to fight this guy. Because what Boxing Ego don't understand is, yeah, he'll ride for Wilder all day long, but these guys are missing the big picture. The big picture is that by public opinion, Deontay Wilder lost his belt early December. He lost that belt. People knew that. A UK fighter came over here, out-talked, out-hustled, out-popularized the American fighter. And not only did he get praise, he got a fucking deal for it. And then these guys are saying that, oh, they felt betrayed, or, how would you make these negotiations on the same times you're doing this? I mean, that's called business. That means you don't put all your eggs in a basket. You're not going to focus only in this route. You're going to focus also in this route here. And that's exactly what happened. He can't, at the end of the day, if this shit was reversed, if Deontay Wilder was signing a deal with, let's say, Golden Boy, with DAZN, or some shit like that, and it was a huge deal, and he decided to join, nobody wouldn't say shit. You know what they would say? They would say, I'm glad he took this fight. See, if he would have took this deal, that makes Team Joshua look like a fool. You knew what would have been the narrative. The narrative would have been exactly that. If somebody would have offered broke-ass Wilder a deal like that, and I call him broke because he's not making what these other fighters are making. You know what I'm saying? The other top heavyweights. He's not doing that. He's the bronze bomber for a reason, because he's in third place. Maybe in fourth, because I think Dillian White makes more than him. If we're talking about dollars and cents. But what don't make sense is these guys are mad because Tyson Fury wanted to wait. And this is my counterpunch on Tyson Fury. I felt Tyson Fury was going to get knocked the fuck out when they fought. I feel that was going to happen, and it didn't. But you know what did happen? He proved everybody wrong. But just because he proved everybody wrong doesn't mean he did something that he wanted to do. Ideally, you remember all the talks, all the build up. Tyson Fury was like, if I let this guy beat me, I'm no good of a fighter. I might as well retire. You know what I mean? Someone like that, a one-hit wonder, a one-trick pony, that was his words. I can't let someone like that with one punch beat me. You see what I'm saying? And what ended up happening, no, he didn't get beat, but the way Tyson Fury did it, hey, I called you out. I cherry-picked you, real talk. I knew you were as a bum. I'm coming to take your belt. And I'm doing it because of the British fans. I'm doing it because I'm taking up Anthony Joshua's slack. You know the narrative. You know all the shit that Tyson Fury was talking. That's what it was. So when that fight happened and he was hit by those big devastating punches, he questioned himself, how good am I physically? You know, I might have missed a step. I might have over calculated that. Maybe I'm not ready. You know, and this is what happened. Obviously, that was the case because Tyson Fury stated that he wasn't 100%. Deontay Wilder would disagree. That's why he said it in that damn interview of 78 Sports. Because he wanted everybody to believe that he fought the best possible Tyson Fury, which we know that's not true. But it remains to be seen, to be fair. Because until they fight again and Tyson Fury's in much shape. Now, as Tyson Fury outboxes this guy and Deontay Wilder can't touch him, we'll know that true. With Deontay Wilder, he will go down, he'll take his last little pay-per-view win, and he'll carry his ass back to Tuscaloosa without a belt. But if Tyson Fury gets caught again, that could only explain the narrative. See, it's all about arguments in public opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. And Tyson Fury knows what he's worth. And the problem is they're offering Deontay these shit deals because they know what his worth is. I'm afraid. They know what his worth is. It's not worth much. Anytime you can tell a person, hey, you're going to sign a 5-fight deal to get an undisclosed amount of money on a fight-by-fight basis, that's showing you don't give a fuck about me marketing me wise. You saying that I don't mean anything. You know, I have no accountability. I have no marketability. Because that's just like, hey, yeah, we're going to give you what we feel that you're worth. So, and I know everybody that's Wilder is going to ride with, oh, man, they did the same thing AJ did. Man, they just gave him a bunch of money just to say they gave him something. Well, that shows you what his market is worth, though, right? That shows you that why do you think they do that shit to Wilder? Why do you think they do that? First of all, they make more money than Wilder. Second of all, you fight Wilder. Him and Ortiz are more alike than anybody else. The only difference between him and Ortiz is one loss and a belt. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Ortiz is a little bit more dangerous, but that fails to be. We don't know that until he fights someone else besides Deontay Wilder. So if he go, like, let's say Luis goes in there and knocks out Dillian White. We'll know he's bad enough at this time to knock out Dillian White. But as far as Deontay Wilder, he did a field test with Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, by a lot of people, won that fight and did things that he didn't supposed to do. At all. So since he did that, that was an accomplishment by itself. You know? But I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Oh, that's why the AJ fights didn't happen. Look, he didn't want to fight AJ. AJ had more to offer than Deontay. It's just real talk, man. It's real talk. Look, okay, you can't get mad at Eddie Hearn or Team Joshua anymore if Bob Arum is sending him the same fucking offers, the same type of offers. Matter of fact, it was less. So why are you getting pissed off? Now you're mad at Bob Arum because they know your fighter ain't shit. They know Deontay Wilder ain't marketable enough. They know what he's worth. They're giving him what they feel he's worth. Why you think they agreed to offer him 3 million pounds? Because that's what his ass made his last fight on pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Them numbers ain't been out. They ain't going to be out. You know, he won a guarantee of $4 million. Okay. Matter of fact, they gave him less. You know? So they know what that man's worth. That man don't have any endorsements. That man is not really marketable. That man is just a champion by default. The only thing that's helping him is the LDBC and some of the American public, because he is the last reigning champ, and there's people in America that want an American champ at the end of this. I don't personally give a shit anymore. I'm gone way past that. But it is what it is. I mean, he's going to talk about, well, if you thought you can beat Wilder so easily, why don't you fight him again? If he fought him again, why would he need to? He don't need to fight him again if he felt he won. It's the one. See, here's the deal. People fail to realize that Tyson Fury ain't gunning for a fight that he already won. Why is he trying to? I want to fight Deontay. Sure, that would be a cool thing to say, but it's Deontay pushing that shit. They pushing that shit because they limit themselves to one option like a bunch of fucking idiots. One big option. They could have at least took, well, no, let's go the Joshua route. And you know that's all shady anyway. Come on, man. You don't ignore that many calls and that many emails unless you were ducking somebody. You know, let's just be real. That shit he talking about, AJ, he should have took that shit like he claimed he did, but then he pussied out. Oh, there ain't no contract, there ain't no rematch clause in the contract. What the fuck? You agreed to this shit, and then really that made you look like a fool because you agreed to it. Other people will try to, oh, well, if you start, change your mind. Well, motherfucker, you said in public that you agreed to the terms. I covered this shit. I know this. Then when you got it, you got the contract. Oh, there's no date, no venue. Remember that shit? But see, that was another excuse. That was what Shelly Finkle said. There's no date, no venue. Now, Deontay Wilder said a totally different thing about the rematch clause, right? So look, none of this shit is coming together. All these motherfuckers got to be on one accord. If they're ducking, make sure they're ducking effectively. They ain't even ducking effectively. Frank Warren saying this shit. Lou DiBella saying this shit. According to Frank Warren, they're in sync. Shelly Finkle, oh, well, we didn't agree to the terms, but then he said we agreed to the terms in a whole different video, okay? So then you got Stephen Espinosa talking about, no, Frank Warren wasn't involved at all. Says who? Says fucking Frank Warren. So all this stuff is stupid, man. You want to talk about and want to complain about Fury getting a big deal. If Deontay would have got that big deal and he had to obligate certain fights first, nobody in the LDBC, Boxing Ego, Dante's Boxing Nation, none of these guys would have said shit. They would have been like, oh, congratulations. I'm so glad that Deontay Wilder, people are showing his worth. But guess what? They ain't. They ain't showing his fucking worth. That's why they're offering him them bullshit deals. Because they seen his worth. They seen him struggle with a fat ass Fury. They seen that shit. They would rather give Fury the money than him because Fury has upgraded his profile. He's dug himself out of the fucking hole he was in. Deontay Wilder, he ain't been in no hole. He was the fucking hole. So that's the whole thing. They know, well, hell, you're already down there. Tyson Fury's dug himself out of where you're still at. Make this shit make sense, people. This guy is sitting there. These guys are mad because Tyson Fury decided, no, I'm going to fight you in the fall. Because honestly, I know I wasn't 100% when I fought you, but I want to be 100% then. And I just signed this 80 million pound contract. So fuck you anyway. I don't need that. I fought you for peanuts. Okay, $3 million ain't shit compared to what he was making, compared to what he knew he could make, and obviously compared to 80 million fucking pounds. That's peanuts. That's crumbs. Give them to the rats, okay? That's all that is. So all these people heard about that, this, that, and the other in Shelly Finkel's interview. I don't give a shit. Because you guys are just trying to justify now why you aren't fighting Tyson Fury, but fail to realize there's other fights to be made. Why are you still adamant on fighting Fury and mad at Fury when you know that there's Joshua or possible Joshua fight on down the line? Unless you're avoiding something that you don't want all of us to know. You may be scared. You may get your ass knocked out. That's why you ain't going to fall for anything. Do you think they were caring about Fury knocking out Deontay? No. They knew. That's why they took the fight. This pillow punching motherfucker came and knocked me out. And the ironic thing, he got buckled in the 12th round. Right? He got buckled. Actually, that motherfucker stumbled. Right? So everybody questions in AJ's chin, we might be looking at our boy Deontay. He might, he's tough. He took punches and shit from Fury, straight punches. But, I think that Deontay is not trying to fight Anthony Joshua unless it's just one of those fights that can't be made without it being a split to a right up the middle. And he's thinking that, and his plans are foiled because the fights that he's thinking, I'll just do a sag with Fury after we freeze him out and leave this motherfucker in the cold, we'll be ready to make that fight because they'll be begging for it like they begging already. So we're going to make that 50-50 fight happen. And if he don't, we'll freeze his ass out for 2 more years and then I'm going to retire. Fuck it. And you will retire. So who is that hurting? So somebody else will give up that belt. You'll give it up to somebody. Right? He'll relinquish the title and carry his ass back to Tuscaloosa. And then Anthony Joshua's younger, stronger, have done half the shit, more shit. And it makes sense. Why the fuck did it take Deontay Wilder that long to secure these belts? He ain't done none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. He hasn't done any of that. So there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to compare. He should have took the money. And they, all these clowns, they hate to admit that. See, they don't even go there. They'd rather talk about Fury all fucking day long. Besides, look, well, damn, he did have a chance to fight Joshua. The same Joshua that all he did was talk about during his negotiations with Fury. Make that shit make sense. If I'm Oscar De La Hoya and I'm fighting Sugar Shane Mosley and I'm De La Hoya and all I could talk about is Felix Trinidad. Felix Trinidad, he's a little punk. He didn't beat me in the first fight. That's why I'm fighting Sugar Shane Mosley. But Felix Trinidad, he's a little punk. I don't like him. He didn't even land punches on me. I tried to give him a boxing lesson, but he didn't. The judges saw one thing. I guess that's what happens when you're with Don King. That kind of shit. You know what I mean? That's all De La Hoya did was talk about Felix Trinidad the whole time when he is supposed to be promoting his fucking current fight. And that was with Sugar Shane Mosley. How was Sugar Shane Mosley supposed to feel? And they drugged that shit up and drugged that shit out. But at the same time, while Deontay Wilder, guys, realize this, while he was talking all of that shit, Eddie Hearn, Team Joshua were sending out offers. You want to fight? Okay, it gets better. You want to fight? Okay, it gets better. Hey, you want to fight? Okay, it gets better. You want to fight? Right? Let's sit down. Let's meet. Let's talk. Nothing has been said. This shit, look, I don't feel sorry for Wilder. I don't. Would I have took the ESPN deal? Like you guys know, I wouldn't have took it for 5 fights. I wouldn't have gotten caught up in a network's. I wouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day, you can't be mad at Tyson Fury when you did, even if it's a shit offer. You still had a decision if you wanted to sign it or not. But either way, he was not going to get that fight next. It wasn't in the plans. I don't even think it was in God's plan for that fight to happen. Because God don't like ugly, like Bruce fucking Vane said. Right? God don't like ugly. That's why these motherfuckers are hideous. Or some shit he said like that. But at the end of the day, he's right. Because these dudes have been trying to lowball and freeze out a potential fight that they claim they won't. What kind of shit is that? You claim you want to fight that bad, but the first thing you do, well, I'm going to freeze him out, shit, because I got Fury. Now Fury's gone, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Live your life. But then you're going to go to Dominique Brazil, and then what your little team of motherfuckers are going to think or say, oh, he deserved it because Tyson Fury ducked him. Tyson Fury postponed that shit because Tyson Fury knows what business is. He doesn't have to fight you. He justified himself in the first fight. Why does he have to fight you? Wilder chasing his ass around all the time. Now he's mad, butt hurt, talking shit to Andre Ward and all them. That's bad. But anyway, guys, I know this was a little lengthy. I had to get this out because I had to counterpunch this appropriately because there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on in the sport of boxing, and I'm just giving you guys another perspective. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.